We're now recording, sir, so don't say anything questionable.
Vile.
Sir. Don't say anything unpleasant, sir.
I'm trying to frame this.
So I assume you're drunk, sir.
Potentially, yes. Depends on who's watching.
Yeah.
Potentially.
So I was just looking at this, and it's not actually that bad, is it?
It's not that bad, yeah.
It's good. Considering I wrote it in a day. I mean, your bit is better, of course, but so
Trinkets
trigareddau chattel.
Trigareddau chattel.
Good.
Trinkets Trigareddau chattel. It is simple to sort out little lives along a windowsill in a letterpress type drawer mounted on the wall or lining a glass-fronted cupboard with remnants.
Molluscans, trilobites, fossilized water lice, amethysts, coral bits, odd stones and broken masonry, an androgynous Scotch piper, Melbourne silt, Penmorn rocks, Nongpo loam.
I am a crow lining my nest with baubles and trinkets. My family discourages me not to bring any more home.
A little Welsh lady, a ceramic scarab, a gemstone, Cragen Glysionin, a coprolite, a coin from a numismatist's collection, a small brass goat, a corroded key, a roll plug, an item of abortive origami.
Give me a bank of pebbles, a quarry slate, a rivulet, an idea for a reliquary. Gazing always at the ground ahead, sometimes darting in for a scoop. Street candy, souvenir shops, always a solitary reaper.
The Cambrian times stops a moment at Paleolithic, Neolithic, 1990s, that I should walk in your child's pug marks, that I should follow you.
Thank you, sir. Very nice word.
It's actually based on this thing. I'll show you. This is the thing it's based on.
Ah, yes, you showed me this. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, this is the corroded key.
Yeah.
I think this is the coprolite, which is fossilized shit, sir. and so on. Yeah.
A fair amount of laughing, yeah, which is, I think, part of what made the project fun and like worthwhile, I think.
As I said, sir, it's Curds season again. So once again, I'm back in the condition I found myself.
Oh, God.
Actually, I was fine in Shillong.
Are you serious? Do you want to share the Curd story? I don't think we should share Curd.
Yes.
Oh, God, no.
Because it's the first thing you said to me when we met.
Yeah.
Curds, sir.
I told you that you had to be prepared when you were in India, that you had to eat a lot of curds as they have probiotics and they would help you get over your obviously it's going to come to you, your gradual impending bout of diarrhea. That's what I said. I said you had to be very careful.
This was your opening gambit. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was true. I mean it happened. Maybe not in Shillong, but when we went on our little tour.
It was fine in Shillong.
Remember that?
I was just flying out of Shillong. And as soon as I got to Hyderabad.
Yeah.
It got wrong.
Yeah, these are the types of stories we share. This is what makes our friendship special.
And when did we start the sir thing, sir?
I don't know. I think it was almost immediately, wasn't it? I was like, he's white, therefore I should call him sir. Hello, sir. And he's
Is it,
from the
sir?
British Isles. Hello, sir.
I'm from the colonies also, sir. It's a sort of
Uh,
ironic thing that two people
yeah, yeah,
from colonized nations could come up with. Because
yeah.
the Welsh are always trying to ape our masters, you see. So, yeah.
through through just media, really. We're not real people, actually.
I suspected this long ago, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a mixture of like, yeah, some sort of sketch show,
yeah.
like Goodness Gracious Me or
Something like that. Yeah,
Monty Python or something, yeah.
yeah. We would keep talking about those shows, wasn't it? Like whenever we met, I think that's what we were referring to. I think we would always keep talking about these shows, which you know have come and gone in our lives and made us
Yeah.
laugh. Yeah,
Read
yeah.
that,
I
I
think.
read that article about Thomas Jones, or some of it, by that
Yeah,
Australian.
yeah. By Andrew May. Yeah,
It's all right, isn't it? It's he's like saying that Thomas, you know, there was some Khasi written down before Thomas Jones, but
yeah,
still, he
yeah.
did do quite a big job, didn't he? I mean,
Of course. Yeah,
he did
yeah.
sit down and learn it, and you know,
Yeah, yeah. And it must have been I think it's like, it's almost like comical as well, you know? Like I can just imagine them having sat like 150 years ago, or maybe it was longer than that. And they were just sitting around a campfire, and then this guy just points out at a cow, and then he's just like, what? You know? And the Khasi guys were like,
yeah,
Masi. And he didn't know probably like what they, like, because he could have just been pointing out there, and like he didn't know which part of the cow was the masi. Like, you know, there could have been so many things that might have cropped up in like in that communication
yeah.
gap.
He could be
It
just
must have
saying,
been hilarious.
yeah,
Yeah.
the Khasi guy could have been saying, "What are you pointing at?"
Yeah. Okay. And he's like, ka a. How do you spell that? Ka a.
So that is that the whole cow, or
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
just the nose, or yeah, it'd be like
Yeah.
so basically, he had like a massive game of charades that lasted about 2 years or something, you know.
Yeah. And that's how translation was done, man. Think about it. That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's like how it must have been like before people really had any kind of, you know, intermediary text. So it must have just been people pointing at random shit.
yeah, well, yeah. There must have been quite a lot of room for error
Yeah.
if you're just doing charades, basically. Yeah. So I'm going to read this. It's not unusual to confuse anthropology with ethnography. It's not unusual to interfere was his best souvenir. It's not unusual in these ravines of non-belief. It's not unusual green missionaries, tip brew, tip play. It's not unusual the O and the end of gold existed, uranium 235. It's not unusual North come to death. It's not unusual North come grass, female, Thomas killing, Khasi smiling, Jones. It's not unusual ever do. I'm characterilia. I'm in love with willing imperized things. It's not unusual to find that I'm changed at any time. Whoa, oh, 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 it's not unusual if you hanged at anyone in the malarial jungle. It's not unusual if you've characterized. It's not unusual to be in love with any thip brew, thip play, good, heartfelt would ever do that. It's not unusual that you, whoa, oh, 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 oh. It's not unusual, endless oscillation. It happens all that anyone, it's not unusual jonesing for enlightenment. It's not unusual to conflate philanthropy, with imperialism. It's not unusual. No, gave, sing, expresses between Ogwalia and characterized. It's not unusual with touched green girls. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. It's not unusual to ape your masters. The fox went to report to the tiger. It's not unusual. The dog's malignant trickery. It's not unusual. Endless acculturation and oscillation. It's not unusual. Deterritorialization and imminence. It's not unusual. Mae ddim yn anghyffredin I greu unan gormes. Mae ddim yn anghyffredin I cuddio iaith mewn llythyr. Mae ddim yn anghyffredin I ailgreu ymerodraeth. It's not an you, whoa, oh. It's not unusual to be sad with imperialism.
Thank you.
LOL.
Thank you.
Thank you.
LOL. Poems.
Home, sir. Yes.
Poem. Go to Wales, man. Go to Wales. Get yourself to Baru, our little Mecca. Go see the wall and the framed brown faces, much like your own. Go to Wales, man. Go to Wales. Get away from the chicken deep fry, bone shards and thin soy sauce. Save yourself from dry, jagged marrow. Seek out a fat sustenance of ideas. Go to Wales. Get away from dim Shillong bars, places where men revel in size. Get away from loud contractors, from the waiters of your demise. Go to Wales, man. Go to Wales. Look for the complaints there. Seek us out in the white faces. Find us in grimaces and low hung heads. Go to Wales, man. If you have the time, go seek out our little prophet Jones, who gave us an alphabet and distilled booze. Look for Wales, man. Look for Wales. Thank you, sir. Indeed. Fred Scuttle. Do you remember that show? Yeah.
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 What do we do? Tlen and the Draig. Was the Tlen born on a day like this? Was the Draig?
Red and white fight on the earth. This rising and swelling gut escaped the serpent's tail. We must make amends ere long. These moans from birthing drakes, the children of water and earth, are this day's grey ornaments.
We will not remember these days after, for we hate squalls and tempests. Like all bastards, our dragons will be forgotten, unless we need them to protect us once more.
A compact
by
dry snake's flesh
that takes on
its own sentience.
Then we will raise them up again.
They will cover us in red shadows green.
Absolve us of our human blame.
We will puff ourselves up and say,
it was they who told us
to do it. Excellent project all round.
Regale us with your piano skills, eh?
Okay. The dog will probably join in though, isn't he? Yeah. Can you hear the dog?
Yeah, I can hear him. Come here, come here.
Come here, beef.
Oh, oh, these are those heartfelt moments, you know.
This is Anno and Lord of the Underworld, yes. He's also playing now.
You're just overdoing it on the cuteness factor, sir.
Got to give them something, sir. He's a damn
My
sight
puppet.
more appealing than us, sir.
So before we leave, I think it was a very good project. It taught me a lot of things, and I'm very happy that I met you, and I met so many other people, but especially you, sir, through
Yes,
the
sir.
project, because it was something that was quite unexpected, to be honest. Because it really came out of the blue. I was busy working, doing something that day, I remember, and then Alexandra, like, she emailed me, and then she told me that I've been selected for this, and I was very happy. I mean, it was something that came at a very almost like a crucial point in time, and met so many interesting people.
It was excellent for me. It was good for me as well because, yeah, I was in I was on some sort of terrible breakup or something, and it was just like,
Yeah,
and then to go to Shillong, which is quite a chill place, really. It's nothing like, I didn't expect it to be quite so.
chilled.
It's quite chilled, Nobody looked at me twice. It's like,
Yeah,
everybody's like, "Oh, you're going to India? There'll be people following you around and all such shit."
yeah.
And and the gigs we did were very good, and people I met, excellent.
Yeah. Josh, how could
Josh,
we forget dear old Josh?
how are the boys? Yes.
The boys are fine. The boys are very. They're still alcoholics, is what I'm saying.
Yes. Josh,
I think we need to edit that out.
let it that out. Remember when we found that rice wine? That was good.
Yeah. And do you remember what happened that same night though? Oh my God.
Which night? What did we do?
So we were chugging that local rice alcohol,
Yes.
and then we were having a good time, and then we ended up in your hotel, and we were chugging some beers there, and then what's his name ends up like crawling to his car. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah.
He shall not be named.
Oh yes. We must not mention his name lest the church be besmirched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was
God.
asleep in his car. Yeah, and we were like,
He was not asleep. He was he was I can't even, there's no word for that. Like, he crawled to his car. That's how bad it was.
I had worse nights than that. Yeah, it's very good, and yeah.
And do you remember he took you out late one night to a funeral, and then he started after that he made you listen to Irish protest songs. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Classic evenings out in a Suzuki Alto. Yeah.